Welcome, brand new 21-day fixers. If you are part of my group, whether it's my private group or my private group with some of my coaches, I just want to welcome you if I'm not your coach. Or if you just got this program and you're working with somebody else, I'm just so proud that you have invested into your health and your fitness. And so we're very happy. I love this program. I love this system. I cannot tell you how many of my clients have huge transformation stories. They just are happier. They fit into clothes better. They've lost inches. They've lost pounds. They've just learned how to fuel their body right. And that's what really this program is all about. So, welcome to the next 21 days. And I'm just going to go through and kind of just show you a little bit about the program, explain it a little bit better, maybe. Most of it is pretty straightforward, although sometimes people look at the booklet and they just feel really overwhelmed. So hopefully your coach is going to reach out to you and walk you through creating your meal plan if you need help with that and figuring out how many containers and what to eat and what not to eat. In here, it's going to outline everything you need to know, but we're going to go through at least all the containers and things for you. Pages before it, there's a whole calculation as to figure out how many calories you need. Based on that number, you're going to find where you fall in the range of calories in the chart. So, and it's going to tell you how many veggies you need a day, how many proteins, how many carbs, how many healthy fats, etc., etc. So, let's start off with our veggie container. So that's your green container, and it looks like first. I've had so many customers freak out when they first get their containers because your package, your kit comes with one set. It does not mean that you get one of this a day and you're done, and one protein a day and you're done. It doesn't mean that. This is mostly for measuring, so it's not necessarily for eating out of these containers. So especially if you're meal prepping the night before or on the weekend and you're packing your lunches and you're going to work. Sometimes, like you might want to, if you're having like mixed fruit or something, you can carry it in your container. But most of the time, the goal is that you're going to measure your food on an actual plate because we want to get into the habit where this just becomes a lifestyle and eventually you don't need to measure anymore. So this is just rechanging your brain and your eyes and your stomach as to what is a portion size. So you are going to measure out your food, pour it onto your plate, and you're going to eat it from a plate and not eat out of a bunch of containers. Sometimes though, if you're like in the car or something and you're traveling and you need a snack, obviously eat out of a little container. But for your main meals, it really should be on a plate. I recommend that veggies are like the easiest thing to meal prep on the weekend. So I will cut up a lot of things on Sunday nights is my big day or night to prep. The weeks get busy. If you have kids, I'm sure your life is like crazy busy. And taking that little, time every night, you don't always have it. But Sundays, cut out an hour, cut out 2 hours, get your prep done, and you're done for the week for the most part. You might have to cook a little bit during the week, but you've got it all pretty much laid out. So here's just some red peppers. So say I'm having a snack. One of my favorite snacks is red peppers, or I have this container here, which is just cut up celery, celery sticks, and carrots. So if one of your, not necessarily your meal, but one of your snacks is a veggie, I like to do those with a blue container hummus. So we'll get there. So anyway, in your green container is your vegetables. So like I said, you got your celery, you've got carrots, broccoli, if you're a cauliflower. For me, I love mushrooms. So I always have a veggie pretty much almost every morning in one of my breakfasts. So for instance, protein, so 3 egg whites, which is my red container, and we're going to get there when we get to the reds. Then I'll fill up a green or 2 green containers, depending on how many veggies I have that day. Spinach and or mushrooms. And that's it. So I make like a veggie omelet. Or you can mix in. So it doesn't have to be one of the same. So I can do half mushroom and half spinach. And I'm still getting my veggie for the day. And I got my protein to start out. The only thing I want to caution you on is lettuce if you're going to have a salad. Iceberg is just water. So don't even waste it calling it your veggie. It's pretty much just water. There's hardly any nutritional value in it. So I just buy, because I eat a ton of it, spinach. I just buy a big container of spinach. So I would recommend you go with like Boston lettuce, kale, cabbage. Spinach is my go-to choice. So veggies are pretty straightforward. Your fruits. So it's all laid out for you because sometimes it'll say, oh, 2 medium of this, or 1 large of this, or half of this. So for most of the time, I am a apple lover. I just went apple picking, so I have at least a apple, if not 2 a day. If you're doing a banana, it's half a medium banana, because those have more sugar and whatnot in them. But again, say you're traveling or you're at work, and instead of wasting another container, I do have some cut up cantaloupe. So my cantaloupes fit into my container, and this would be my snack for later. I have them stored in this container for the fridge. So that's basically your fruits. Your reds are your protein. This is doable for vegetarians. So you could have your tofu, tempeh, other non-meat sources of protein. Especially like my boyfriend loves the Faye Greek yogurt. And go with plain. Don't go with the flavored ones. They have so much added sugars and crap inside of them. So go with plain, and you can sweeten it yourself. Stevia is allowed, and stevia is good for you. Skip the Splenda. Not good for you. Sugar, you don't want it, right? You don't need it. Cinnamon is one of your freebies. So you can use as much of it as you want. I'm obsessed with it. Mine is pretty much empty. So that's a way to sweeten it. Last night we grilled out on the grill. I'm not going to cut it up, but Ryan has some burgers. You can still have the foods you love. You're just cutting down your portion sizes. So your steak, you can get lean, right? So lean meats, lean ground chicken, lean turkey, lean ground beef. We cooked up some grilled chicken last night. So basically I would cut this piece of chicken up, and if it fits into my red container, I'm going to eat this. Say you have a giant piece of chicken and it's too big. It's literally 2 portion sizes. If you are on the smallest category or level of calories, then you're probably not going to need those 2 portion sizes of protein if it's just one that you need for that meal. So cut it up, and whatever is left, save it. Add it to tomorrow's salad. Save it for later if you need a protein for later. If it fits, eat it. If it doesn't, save it for later. Same thing if you're going out to a restaurant. I know you might feel like so awkward to go out to a restaurant, but I can't tell you how many people, I love seeing their pictures all over Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, that they take their containers because they take this super seriously. They go to their favorite restaurant. They're still ordering their favorite dish that they would normally eat before they even started the 21-day fix, but they're just measuring it out. So they're going to measure out whatever comes, what they get for veggies. If it fits, they're going to eat for grilled veggies last night. So if you order a side order, green beans and broccoli, if it fits into your container, you're going to eat it. If you have leftover, take it home. Same thing for your protein. So measure out your chicken. Even if it's kind of mixed in, just pull it out a little bit. Measure it. If it fits into your protein container, eat it. If it's leftover, ask the server to bring over a to-go container right away. So you can automatically portion out your stuff and save the rest for later. It can be tomorrow's lunch, tomorrow's dinner, tonight's dinner, if it still fits into your what your macros are, what you need for your proteins, carbs, and fats and all that. But measure it out. It does. You want this to work for you, and you're training your body. So take these containers with you. You might set a trend. So this one, I will tell you from all of my customers, is the hardest one. So week 1 is probably going to be your toughest week. This is your carb starch container. Most people are used to eating a starch at breakfast, morning snack, lunch, possibly afternoon snack, and dinner. But our bodies don't need that much, especially if you're following the low category. You get 2 of these bad boys a day. So you want to use it wisely. My boyfriend is a big fan of rice. I'm not really a fan of it. So if you eat a lot of rice, get rid of the white rice, switch to brown rice. And so this is just a pot, it's already cooked, of rice. And I'm just going to show you that you may think it's such a small container, but when you put it out on a plate, and I'm going to show you how I make it. So here's my full cup of rice. Pour it on the plate. Yeah, sorry. Doesn't look so tiny anymore. Is a meal. I got rice, I have my veggies, and I have my piece of chicken. This will satisfy you. You're not going to starve on this. So even though your container looks small, when you cut things up, you can fit it in. I'm like a veggie-aholic, so I rip up my spinach to like tiny, tiny pieces and I stuff these bad. You are not going to starve on this plan. Also, if you're having like your oatmeal in the morning, it's cooked oatmeal, but whatever fits into your cup is almost out of. But anyway, a slice of bread. If you're using one of your teaspoons for your fat, like if you put on a teaspoon of your peanut butter on there and have that in the morning with some fruit, that could be your breakfast too, or it could be a snack. If you put bread, one of your teaspoons of peanut butter or almond butter, and say you're having a banana, it's half a banana, slice it up, put it on top. There you go. Perfect. For a healthy fat container. Like I was talking about earlier, my favorite snack that I like to have every once in a while is the cut up veggies and hummus. So whatever fits in this container you can eat. So some of you are used to buying that container of hummus and like sitting down on the couch and before the TV show is over, it's polished off. This is going to retrain your brain. So measuring out your food and not eating out of the actual container that your food came in is going to help you. Avocado, super great healthy fat for you. Super yummy. Fits in the container. Eat it. So Ryan likes cashews. Ryan likes cashews. So what I'll do is, depending on what nut you're having, if it's cashews, you get 8 of them. Mind you, it's a snack, so you could pair this with a piece of fruit. So you're adding your healthy fat and your fruit together. That's your blue container. If it's almonds, you get 12. Pistachios, you get more. So if you need to eat more, go with the pistachios. If you eat cheese, that's your blue container. So if you're having it on top of a salad, or you're having it mixed into, if you're making like a casserole, or I don't know, you're just melting it onto whatever you're making, or even if you're making a healthy pizza, if you buy one of those like flat out bread rolls, that's one, I think that's 1 or 2 of your yellows. If you're putting a tiny bit of the tomato sauce on it, then you're using one of your cheeses, put that on top, get some veggies. If you get a green container, mix it with peppers and mushrooms, put that on top. If you're needing a protein, cut up your chicken, put it on top, put it in the oven, and you can still have pizza. It's just not a deep dish, deep fried pizza, but it's still pizza and it's good. Your orange container, you will notice that you actually get 2 of them. So the reason why you get 2 is because one is for your oils. So you are making there's a recipe in here for the 21-day fix salad dressing. Throw out all your pre-made store-bought salad dressings. They have so much horrible things in it that you don't need for your body. And on top of that, the added sugar and the added fat that you don't need for your body. There's some couple delicious salad dressings in here, or if you make your own, this is what you're going to use it with. So one basically is always your oil container. The other one, again, you could sprinkle this on a salad. This is just a container full of pumpkin seeds. We're in October. It's the season of everything pumpkin. I'm obsessed with pumpkin. I'm not a giant seed fan, but these actually have a like 7 grams of protein in it. So that's pretty cool. Seeds, flax seeds, if you use ground flax seeds, throw it in your Shakeology. Speaking of Shakeology, I almost forgot. Your red container is your protein. So for my fellow Shakeology fans, which FYI, if you're on this program, out of all my customers who have done the program, those who have bought it with the Shakeology have had the biggest results. This is my daily dose of dense nutrition. This is my superfood. This is my secret ingredient. This is my go-to all the time. If I am just not super hungry, I will make this for dinner. If I need a little extra, I will make this. I'm a chocolate fan, my favorite, because it's a guilt-free treat. But it's giving my body everything it needs in terms of vitamins and nutrients. There's 70 nutrients in there. It's got superfoods. It's got my protein. So this is where your red container would come in, is your Shakeology. So whether you're doing the scoop, if you bought a bag, then yours is a scoop size. If you bought the mixed box because, say, you like to, you want to just rotate flavors, you don't want the same flavor every day, then maybe you bought a packet. This one happens to be vanilla. You can get it in greenberry. You can get it in strawberry, chocolate, the vegan strawberry, and the vegan strawberry tropical, and the vegan chocolate. So that's where your teaspoon, right? It doesn't come with a kit because if you live in a house or you eat food, they're assuming that you have a teaspoon and nobody needs extra junk in their drawers. So Beachbody did not send you a teaspoon. But I'm sure if you don't have one, you can just pick one up from the McDonald's down the street. So anyway, teaspoons. Depending on where your category is, it's probably 2 or more teaspoons a day. And you can decide if you're going to use it with cooking your coconut oil. Get rid of your canola oils. If you use extra virgin olive oil or extra virgin coconut oil are the top oils that are recommended and the healthiest for you. So get rid of the canola oil and even the vegetable oil and stick to those two. Or get your peanut butter or almond butter, whatever you're going to use, that counts as your teaspoon. Free foods, right? Things you're allowed to use as much of and doesn't take away from any of your containers. So if you want to spice up your food, you want to add a little extra flavoring to it. Your meats especially. Barbecue sauce isn't on the list. Ketchup is not on the list. High fructose corn syrup, not on the list. But there are things. Mustard, like regular mustard, is on the list. You can use it. It's a free food. Obviously, water is a free food. And those of you who are like, I can't, Jackie, I just cannot drink plain water. Then spice it up. Add in some cucumber. Add in lemons and limes are a free food. Sprinkle this over your fish. Add in some seasoning. Sprinkle it over a salad. It just gives it extra flavoring. If you're like my boyfriend, you like things hot and spicy. I can't. But the Tabasco brand, Tabasco sauce, hot sauce is a free food. So you can use that. Again, we're into our pumpkin flavored everything. So if you're making oatmeal and you want to spice it up a little bit, pumpkin pie spice, make your own. It's just nutmeg, cinnamon. I don't remember what the other one is. But anyway, pumpkin pie spice, or like me, I love to put ground cinnamon. I can literally put it on anything. So going back to the starches, like I said, I didn't really like rice. I love sweet potatoes. So what I'll do is I'll cut it up, whatever fits into my yellow container. I like to slice them, and I lay them on a baking sheet, and I spray my non-cooking spray on my baking pan. I think it's like 400 in the oven. And then to add a little extra flavoring to it, if I don't add cinnamon, which I do quite often, then another favorite is this Southwest Chipotle Mrs. Dash salt-free seasoning. Sprinkle it on top, put it in the oven. It's like 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and there you go. They are delicious. What I like to put on salads, or I put it on all my meat, I put it on my veggies. It's a free food. It's so good. It's called Liquid Amino by Bragg's. Some grocery stores sell it. I usually get mine at Whole Foods. Apple cider vinegar is also another one. You can make your own salad dressings with these too. I like to mix the liquid amino with balsamic vinegar. not the vinaigrette, but just the plain vinegar. So those are free foods. And there's a whole list in here of other stuff. So your beverages. So what are you going to drink besides your water? If you bought the kit, you should have gotten your free Shakeology shaker cup. So I have here 4 ounces. This is what your wine. You are allowed wine, but there's a list for beverages, and it's based on the beverage is how big or small your size is. But this is how big for wine is. It's 4 ounces. So I want to show you that in here, it may look like really tiny. What their wine are. If you measure it out, it's not really that small of a serving. So you can still have your wine. I think you get it like 3 times a week. Almond milk, sweetened or unsweetened. Again, it's based on the serving size. If you're someone who drinks silk milk, you drink cow's milk. It's all laid out for you. Rice milk, and your fruit juices. So I'm not going to go through all the sizes. If you have your kit, then you know what those are. So if you want wine, and you're only allowed two yellows a day, take away one of your starches for the day, and bottoms up. Okay, so that part's right in there for you of what you're going to substitute. So if you really got to have that wine, then you're going to give up one of your carbs. If you really cannot live out without one of your starches for the day, then screw the wine for right now. This does not mean for the rest of your life you can't have it. This plan is to teach you a lifestyle so that later on, once you're past the 21 days, or I've had a lot of people who do it for 2 or 3 rounds consecutively, and they lose more pounds the first 21 days, they lose more inches the second 21 days, or vice versa. However it is, life happens. You have social engagements. We're supposed to spend time and hang out with people. So you can do it and in moderation. So it's just reteaching you so that when you go to the bar or whatever, you're not going to down, if you can, 4 wines. You're going to keep it in moderation. Maybe you eventually go to 2. But it's just teaching you. So it's not that for the rest of your life you have to only have 1 wine and you can't have, one of your carbs. You're just substituting. But for the sake of the group, for the sake of following the meal plan, follow it. You can do it for 21 days. All right, then there's a list of treats. Dried fruit, tortilla chips, chocolate-covered almonds. There's recipes in here which my challengers have loved for banana oatmeal cookies and high-protein chocolate peanut butter snack bars and a mixture of popcorn and raisins and dry fruit. And that's all laid out for you too, and what it substitutes. Most of them substitute one of your starches. Some of them substitute one of your oranges. She gives ideas and recipes for green containers. For your red containers, she gives like an egg recipe, a couple egg recipes, tempeh recipe, grilled chicken. There's steak in here and fish. She gives ideas about quinoa recipes, your beans. So again, if you're someone who eats, especially if you're a vegetarian, kidney beans, right? So if you are eating beans, that's one of your yellows. There's other recipes in here that may be just a different way to make them or try them than what you normally do. There's recipes for the different salad dressings in here and different vinaigrettes that you can make and recipes for her yummy, yummy treats. Also, if you order Shakeology, if you go to Shakeology.com, there's PDF files where you can get a whole printout of 30-day recipes for each flavor. For instance, this one is for the tropical strawberry. So this one is a strawberry parfait. So it's 1 cup of rice milk. So if you use almond milk, again, it's broken down for you. I prefer water most of the time in mine, but most people want it a little thicker feeling, a little richer taste. So they use the almond milk or whatever. Now, I know that it says something about like 16 ounces for the week, but if you want to just break that down a little bit per day, I've had customers who do that too. So they might use 4 ounces in their shake and add water, or a little more each day, 8 ounces in their shake. It's still doable. your Shakeology is all up to you. I like a really thick frozen shake. I like to make mine thick like ice cream, like a Wendy's Frosty. Some people don't. I have customers who have cold sensitivity, so they don't use ice at all. Um, so it's totally up to you. You're going to play around with flavors. So even though yours came with a calendar, first of all, if you're following one of these, just make sure that it also fits into. So if you're using one of your fruit in your shake, that counts as one of your purples for the day. But play around with it. I've tried a couple recipes, and some of them I'm just not a big fan of. And then I have my like 5 go-to recipes that I'm so like that's my favorite. So you gotta mix it around. So if you make it the first time and you're not really feeling it, it doesn't necessarily mean you don't like the Shakeology. It could be you just don't like the combination of the stuff that you put in with it. And again, you don't have to use Shakeology as your meal. You could use it as one of your snacks. I use it as my lunch. It's easier for me to take it and go right to work. Other people, it's much easier for them in the morning. Throw it in the blender, or I highly recommend if you don't want to make it in a big blender, there's a travel blender that you can like this. I'm not a fan of the Magic Bullet cups because they're like this big, so I feel like I'm kind of getting gypped on the amount of size that I can drink. GNC has another one that's also about this size, a little bit bigger. Basically, it has a tiny little blender base. You turn this on and there's no buttons. You just turn it, plug it in, and it blends. And then you have your to-go cup, and it has a different top that you can drink that opens and closes so you don't spill it out. So when I travel, you better believe that I bring my Shakeology packets with me, and I bring my travel blender, and that's my lifesaver. So a lot of people find it easier to have their shake in the morning because they're rushing. They got to get the kids to school. They got to get to work. They don't have time to have a sit-down meal. So their Shakeology is the easiest thing for them to make and take and drink on the way in the morning. So pop this in, pop in the fruit, especially chocolate with some banana and almond butter or peanut butter. Yum. So this is I recommend getting one of these. If it's too much to put in a blender and then to pour it into a to-go cup, just get a small, like I said, it's like $12.99, $15.99 at Target. This one happens to be the Oster blender. You can get, there's several of them out there, so whatever one you choose. They also have a pretty pink bottle. Couldn't find it when I wanted it, and I was going on a trip and I needed this. So the program, that's pretty much it for the containers. It seems overwhelming. When you break it down, it's really, really not. So we've gone through all that. If you go to teambeachbody.com, right? So now you have an account. You have a coach. You're attached to a coach. If you bought it straight from Beachbody, you are assigned a coach. If that person doesn't reach out to you, find a coach and switch to them that is going to work with you and help you. If you bought directly from your coach and you went to their site and you're connected, either way, you have a Team Beachbody account. So go to teambeachbody.com. There's a little blue tab and it says Get Fit. Click on it. It'll be a drop-down menu, and it's going to say Workout Sheets. Click on that, and then all the different programs, it's going to have a workout sheet. This one is for the 21-day fix. If you are a pen and paper or you need to see it laid out for you, print these out so it'll come out in 2 pages. One for each day, and it says at the top day, and you could put day 1, and it has meals 1 through 6. Because remember, this program is supposed to help you to eat smaller meals throughout the day. If your job does not allow you to eat on the job, then you're going to combine and get more of your nutrients in three larger meals, and that's okay. I know that stressed a lot of people out. It is supposed to teach you to eat smaller portions several times throughout the day. If in the real world that does not work and that doesn't work for everybody, then you're just going to eat more at the 3 main meals that you can't eat, but you're still eating the recommended serving sizes. So for some people, it's easier to just put a tally mark, like, okay, I had my 1 green at my first meal of the day. So for me, I start off every day with egg whites and veggies. So I would put a tally mark here under the green, a tally mark under the red, and a lot of times I'll add some sweet potato. So I'd put a tally mark under the yellow. So that takes away one of my yellows for the day, and it takes away one of my veggies for the day, and it takes away one of my proteins for the day. All right, so it doesn't mean that that's what you have to have for breakfast. but this really helps a lot of people. It works for you. If just having the little on your phone, you all have an app for notes. And if just having that in there for the day works for you, then use that as well. But this is like a handy dandy nice little tool that helps you see what you've eaten for the day or helps you plan it out for the week. Be like, okay, this meal I know I'm going to have this many, this meal I'm having this many, etc. So eating and food, nutrition, that's about 80% of it, 70-80%. The other 20-30% is being physically active. So you got all these awesome DVDs. They are 30 minutes. You can do this. This fits into your schedule. Does it mean that you don't watch one more show a night? Then you skip a 30-minute sitcom. If it means getting up 30 minutes earlier. If you follow me, you know I'm up at the crack of dawn, ready to go work out. I have had so many challengers who weren't necessarily morning people, but that's like the best time for them to fit it in. So they went to bed a little earlier. They get up 30 minutes earlier in the morning. They pop in that DVD. It doesn't matter if it's snowing out, raining out, crappy ass weather, excuse my language. If it's freezing cold, they don't have to go anywhere. They don't have to waste time traveling to a gym. They get to do it in their own house. Your starter, there's a modifier in there. Her name is Kat. You're going to follow her if you really need to modify things. Especially if you just had a baby and you've just been cleared to work out. You need to see where your body is. So it's okay that you're not at the level that Autumn, the fitness trainer, is. It's okay that you're not at where some of the other cast members are. You need to be focused on you. You're not comparing yourself to anybody else. You're comparing yourself to you. And each day you want to compare yourself to the day before. And each day you're going to strive to do a little bit better. Maybe it's you're going to hold the plank for 5 more seconds than you did the day before. Maybe it's after the first 2 weeks, you're going to increase your weights a little bit. Maybe you're going to start off with the resistance band and you're going to work your way up to using a 5-pound dumbbell. Whatever that is, it's progress. It's progress for you. It's growing your strength. So it's comparison from you from where you were the day before, the week before. It's not comparing yourself to someone else on the screen or to the girl at, that coworker that drives you crazy because you're just jealous of her. It's you. And so if you get rid of all that other stuff, you're going to have such a better experience on this journey if you're comparing yourself to just you. The other thing, your coach should also tell you, I want you to step on the scale. Yes, the dreaded scale. Not because the number is so important. It does not define you, but you need to have a starting place. Everybody has to have some place to go, right? So you're going to get on the scale. You're going to write down that number. I do not want you on the scale on day 2, on day 4, on day 6, on the beginning of the second week, on the beginning of the third week. I want you to honestly wait until the end of the 21 days. Weight is going to fluctuate. You're introducing a new program. When our bodies start something new, it's in a shock mode. So in the beginning, it may start to hold on to things. If you're starting to lift weights, your muscles are going to retain a little bit of water. So all of a sudden, you're like, what the heck? This is day 2 and I'm up 1.5 pounds. It's water weight. It means nothing. So don't stress over that number. I do not want you on your scale every single day. I want you to weigh at the beginning of the very beginning, and don't do it again until 21 days. Because your head can mess with you so much. And when you stress can cause to that weight gain and it can sabotage all the work that you're doing. So I want you to focus on the journey. I want you to focus on how your body is feeling. Are you able to lift a little bit heavier? Are you able to hold that plank? Are you able to do the cardio a little bit better this week than you did the first week? Are you able to increase your flexibility in the Pilates track a little bit more than the first week to the third week? Is it that your clothes fit better? Screw the number on the scale, man. If I'm in my clothes and all of a sudden I can do this, then heck yeah, that means you're losing inches. Okay, so I want you to think about how your body feels and not this stinking number on the scale. Okay, it's a journey. This is a lifestyle, and this is supposed to be fun. You're in this group. We're going to keep you accountable. We're going to keep you interactive. The more interactive that you are with the other members in the group, the better your experience is going to be. You're going to make new friends with people just like you who are just trying to get a little bit better. They're trying to be a better role model for their kids. They're trying to improve their health to live a little bit longer. Okay? So that's what this is. Not a comparison, not what the number says, not what the initial inches marker says. Just enjoy the process. Trust the process. And if you got to go, do it for 2 times. Do it for 3 times. And I guarantee you, it's going to change your mindset. So from then on, you might not need to use the containers to measure, but you're going to know when a serving comes from the restaurant or you making dinner, you're going to know, hey, I don't need to eat a piece of steak that's taking up more than half of my plate. You're going to know what your body actually needs, and it's going to change. You're going to shrink your stomach a little bit. And now what you used to be able to eat, you can't physically eat it. You physically cannot get any more food in you because you've re-changed everything. It takes 21 days to build a habit, and you are on your 21 days to build the healthiest you, to get rid of some bad habits and to get some new habits. You're going to get up a little bit earlier. You're going to stay up a little bit later. If that's when you're going to work, after the kids go down for their nap or for sleep at night, whatever it is, maybe it's at work, or maybe you get a half hour, maybe you get an hour lunch break and you can get it in then. Whatever you need to do, if you need to DVR your show and catch up on the weekend, do it, right? What's more important, a 30-minute TV show or how you look and feel? So I want to welcome you. I'm so excited. If I'm your coach, I'm definitely going to be talking with you. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me. If you're in our joint group and your coach is in that group, feel free to contact them. I just want you to enjoy this experience. And I would love to hear from you as to when your 21 days is up or you do it for longer than 21 days, how you feel. What are your results? If you lose 6 pounds, awesome. If you lose 20 pounds, awesome. I've had the biggest ranges in clients from 6 pounds to 30 pounds. Some people have lost way more. So if you're somebody who has like 100 and something pounds to lose, it is possible with you. Okay, and you're even going to hear some of the cast members on the DVDs talk about what they lost, right? And some of them are awesome. These amazing transformations. And taking that little bit of time, investing into your health, investing into your physical being, and possibilities are endless. So I am so excited for you. I'm welcome to your 21 days to a new you.